Okay, let's chat then with Mayuresh Joshi of Angel Broking, who's joining in on the show to walk us through the market strategies that will likely hold you in good stead. Mayuresh, good evening. Thanks so much for taking time out for us. Raymond James saying that US stocks are at a buying climax. Would you say that it's perhaps the end of some vicious selling that we've seen for our markets of late? What's the outlook for the short term?
So evening, my own sense is that the markets might just gyrate in a range, at least from a short to medium term perspective. Too many events lined up. The larger expectations in tomorrow's policies for a 25 bips cut. So that is largely factored in by not just the bond markets, but the equity markets as well. Again, I think the ECB, what they do with their policy meet in terms of extension of the quantitative easing program is something that the markets are factoring in as well. And what happens with the Fed rate hike? A 25 bips hike is expected on that front as well. Again, with demonetization, largely I think the markets are factoring in a very weak Q3 to come through. But the quantum in terms of loss in value and volume for a whole host of sectors, including consumer discretionary and the related sectors to consumer spending, are keenly watched out for. What happens with banks, specifically with the excess liquidity that one is witnessing at this point of time, and BFCs with slower disbursements happening. I think there are going to be all interesting numbers that will come out from the Q3 results in the next few weeks. So largely I think expecting a range-bound move for the markets over the short term.
Mayuresh, what are your expectations on the RBI policy meet tomorrow? This time going into the event, market doesn't seem to be very excited. Do you think that the scope for surprises is low? Do you think 50 basis is possible, or just 25, which perhaps could be already in the price?
Again, the probability of a 50 bips cut specifically in tomorrow's policy seems low. Again, the larger consensus for a 25 bips cut is something that I'll still go with. If a 50 bips cut does come through and the RBI decides to front load the policy in terms of what is going through the banking system at this point of time, it will indeed be a surprise for the markets, because the markets are not factoring in a 50 bips cut at this point of time. So if that happens, I think it's going to be a pleasant surprise for the markets, and the markets might just spurt up from the current levels that we are seeing and witnessing at this point of time, and the bank nifty might show a stupendous move in case that scenario pans out.
Mayuresh, what are your thoughts on metals? Because there's a good amount of rally which is taking place, mild profit taking, but then it resumes once again. Today Nalco and many other mid-cap, largish mid-cap from the metal pack were active once again. Is there something fundamental which has improved for the sector, which people are missing out? Because the rally has lasted quite a lot, hasn't it?
So largely, I think the pricing patterns have improved for the metal space, whether that be ferrous or non-ferrous. You look at how the LME pricing has been happening for aluminium, or even for that matter for zinc, lead and copper. So to that extent, I think the pricing patterns have been on a positive side for metal companies. What happens with the actual domestic or international demand is something that we'll still need to look out for in terms of data points over the next few months. The Chinese demand-supply dynamics need to be closely monitored, and even on the domestic scene with curbs lifted on MIP on certain products, my own sense is that the domestic volume and demand growth will be extremely crucial over the next 2 months. So largely again, I think within the space with realizations improving, Hindalco, Hinzinc look promising, so investors holding on to these stocks should continue holding.
Mayuresh, it's interesting that almost after a month you've actually seen FIIs turn, buyers. Not to say that it could be the start of the trend, who knows, but what's the outlook on the liquidity situation? Do you think that the FII story, which was ebbing somewhat, is actually very much intact, and this is just, a temporary blip that we're seeing?
So again, I think we are witnessing short-term distortions happening in the market. It is not just the Indian markets, with the dollar strengthening happening over the past few weeks and the global bond sell-off that we've probably seen. I think the risk assets for emerging markets have witnessed a huge amount of outflows. But my own sense is that as normalization happens for the Indian economy over the next few weeks, as liquidity starts coming back, the flows will resume again into our economy. I think we are on a very strong footing, both in terms of reforms, and though we might go back a couple of quarters in terms of the GDP estimates and corporate earnings getting cut, FY18 numbers should hopefully look much better, because I think we've got good monsoons, the pay commission recommendation should play out, and as the liquidity situation improves, even the consumption consumption trends should improve over the next few months. So yes, I think keeping an optimistic view within the emerging pack, I think India basically stands out on all these counts.
Mayuresh, last but not the least, let's talk about the mid-cap space, which, just like the large caps, has also seen a fair amount of a correction. Any stock ideas that you would like to share with our viewers?
So again, I think in continuation with the theme and expectations of government reforms continuing on infrastructure, defense, power, my own sense is that specifically the transformer players, the power transformer players, are looking extremely attractive at this point of time. Companies like Voltam, Transformers and Rectifiers have seen huge amount of degrowth in terms of orders. Their working capital constraints have probably reduced their balance sheet expansion, but to a certain extent, as growth comes back, with new policies coming through, the two central government schemes, largely a betting order flows into the system, the working capital requirements should considerably ease, leading to EBITDA expansion and cash flow expansion. Again, continuing with the theme, I think EPC as a theme should continue. So Techno-Electric is something that I'm liking from the EPC theme. It's into the power space itself and does BOP work, specifically I think on the transmission part. It's got a couple of projects which are doing exceedingly well for it. The earnings growth has been good, and again I think the EPS estimates for this company should improve. So any decline onto a stock like Techno-Electric should also be taken as buying opportunities by long-term investors.
Mayuresh, thank you so much for taking time out for us this evening.
Thank you so much.
PT Now and Small Case Technologies, which is India's first thematic investing platform, come together and bring